Hello my beautiful people, and welcome back to another art video. Now, it's been quite a bit since I've done a voiceover art video. I wanted to make this video showing my process of making my new Vtuber model. I made this model like a month ago, and it has taken me forever to edit the video and get everything set up and ready and record everything, but it is finally here. Now, as you can see right here, I'm editing. It looks a lot different than what I have now, which you will see at the end, the result of the VTuber. But at the beginning here, I'm doing just some concept sketches. I went on Pinterest and tried looking for like jackets and stuff that kind of fit the vibe that I was going for the VTuber model. I was trying to also model it based on my 3D model that I used. If you guys haven't seen any of my videos before, this is how my 3D model looked. It was a model that I made randomly when I wanted to just try out VTubing and I just stuck with it, and I was like, you know what, I want to draw my own model and see how that goes. So yeah, I wanted to show the process. Took some inspiration from that 3D model, but as you can see here, I'm going through and like doing the line art for this model, and I was having kind of a difficult time figuring it out. I watched so many tutorial videos for like a whole week straight, and the way to explain it is more like think of like a doll, like a paper doll, and you're just layering things over. So his hair was a real struggle. But yeah, I had to figure out how to do the layering, what goes on what does what, and it was just really confusing, especially with like doing line art and then color, and it's also a lot different than the kind of art that I usually do, because I don't typically do line art unless it's with specific projects. For example, like animations. I've found some other stuff that I really liked, but with like brushes and stuff and in the program. But yeah, as you can see here, I was trying to figure out like the arms and, you know, stuff like that. It looks like a ball joint because of how I drew it to make it like go together. But yeah, I ended up not liking that one after doing all the line art, so I scrapped it and started sketching a new one. And so I did more of a sketchy look to him, and I'm really happy with how he looks now. And yeah, and as you can see here, I have the concept sketch underneath it to try and make sure that I go based off the, you know, the initial idea of how I want him to look and the vibe. And I don't know why I chose elf ears for my VTuber model when I originally like made the model and the 3D model thing that I used. I ramble a lot. But I've always liked elves, so I guess in a way he's kind of like a elvish, like alien kind of hybrid thing, I guess. Sorry for like the change in like the video. I was messing with stuff and my lock wasn't on my iPad and it kept like changing sizes, so I apologize for that. But yeah, this one was a lot easier to do for some reason. I think it was a lot more simplified, but I also had like a general idea for what I was going for, and I kept like looking up like tutorials and stuff. I looked at these specific tutorials here. Mostly one wasn't necessarily a tutorial, but I also looked at this other one right here to figure out like the layering and stuff, which was very helpful. But I tried taking my time with figuring out how to do all of this. Right here you can see I'm trying to do like the teeth and stuff. I had to figure out a way to like layer it where like the mouth covers, and yeah. Oh yeah, so it's gonna skip to the coloring. I forgot this. So I actually colored and finished the line art on a stream on my Twitch. So they got to see the whole process there, and I completely forgot to like record the process while streaming, but I didn't know how exactly that would work because I was like mirroring the screen onto my computer. It was a little difficult. But yeah, this is recording the shading process with everything, and since the flat colors are done, I got a lot done on that stream actually, because I think I wasn't even done completely with the line art when I did that. But yeah, I was just doing some basic shading. I didn't want to do like too difficult of shading for it, since this is my first like ever model being made. I think I did a pretty okay job making my first model. I ended up having to go back, so as you can see here with the eyes, I ended up having to go back and like make the pupils separate from the whites because it was causing some rigging issues. But I was really proud of how it turned out. And again, you'll see it at the end of the video. But yeah, so going over here, doing the shading, doing some simple shading. Again, this was kind of out of my comfort zone with like art style wise. It was still my art style and like sketches. Wow, I have a really long pause. I didn't realize how long what pauses was. I had to get up and use the bathroom and eat a couple times. So that's why there's like some long pauses. But oh god, where was I at? What was I talking about? Yeah. This is a lot of like out of my comfort zone with drawing and stuff, but I tried my best to still keep it with my art style and stuff. And I unfortunately accidentally deleted the pencil brush that I used for this, and now it's no longer in my clip studio. I was so upset that I accidentally deleted it. I'm still depressed about it, but I was trying to show more of like the pencil and like, because my art, I've always described it as like sketchy. Like sketchy as in like I always keep my sketches in the drawings. I've always used my sketches as line art, and who knows, maybe I'll go back into doing actual line art and things like that. But with the process of this, I had to separate the shadows from like the shading from the flat colors, which helped with like showing. Yeah, over here I was fixing the line art color because I realized the line art wasn't even the right color. It was gray and not black. But with the shading, you had to do like a separate layer on top of like with the color and stuff, but make sure that everything was what's the word, like the layers were on top the right layers to make it like actually be like a paper doll where it's just stacked together to form a person. So that was a interesting experience. I went through and did the shading and stuff, and then at the end I like merged all of them onto the layers of the specific body parts and everything. But I wanted to try and add variety and dimension in it since it was going to be a 2D VTuber. But yeah, I will just let you guys enjoy the rest of the video, and I will see you guys when it is done. Also, just a side note, yes, he does have top surgery scars. Alright, I'll leave you to it. And here is the finished model. Now, I ended up not being the one to rig it. I have a friend of mine who rigged it for me. He did little baby rigging, so the ears wiggle, and my eyes move, and my mouth speaks. But every time I smile, my ears wiggle, which I think is like the best detail ever. He was like, "You want me to do that?" And I was like, "Absolutely do it." So yeah, here is the finished rigged model. And I'm gonna do a little quick shout out. My friend who did rigged it, he goes by Killian Saris on his socials. I'll put the link to his socials in the description, but he also has a link to his art that he sells. He is an amazing artist. He also takes commissions, but let me show you guys his little website. Alrighty, so right here you can see some of the amazing art that he has. He is such an amazing artist, he's very talented, and he works his best to take care of his 2 kids. And he's just, like, this art is amazing. If you like the kind of art that he makes, then definitely check out his TikTok and his other socials and stuff. Definitely commission him. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Goodbye!